That light is so bright. Got 30 minutes to get ready to get down into the lobby so that we can head over to the ferry. And then we'll get to Isle of Wight about an hour after we get on the ferry.
Wow.
There she blows.
Videos from yesterday.
Thank you. Breakfast is served. Yum. Hello everyone, it is morning, the morning of the very first day. We're in the car. Uncle Dan is driving us down to St. Catherine's, where I'm going to dip my feet in the water. I'll dip my feet in the water and Dan has too. You guys are going to do the feet dip if you can?
Yeah. Yep, dip the feet.
They're going to dip their feet as well, feeling pretty ready to get moving. I think there's kind of a bit of an excitement. Bit of excitement? Yeah, just a little tingle of excitement that's with us. So.
Also, happy birthday, Matthew.
Oh yeah, thank you. It's my birthday. Yeah. Hey, thanks. Shannon got me a really lovely card too, so, which is lovely. And it's just nice. There's not really much else to say other than, you know, we're about to get to the beginning, and all that we can do is start. So, yeah. Yeah, thanks for being such big supporters, and thanks for being here, and hopefully over these coming months we can stir something really beautiful in the field, and yeah, this can be a moment for all of us, you know, not just me coming up the spine, but all of us being touched and changed in some way by the love that's here. So it's also interesting, the Isle of Wight is like, it's white, you know, like Caucasian. There's an owning of the whiteness which is so wronged in the world. And I know it's probably more to do with the cliffs, but there's just something about not being ashamed of white that I like. You know, not in an overactive way, mind you, not in a Nazi symbol way, not in a Hitler way. But I really, yeah, just want to like sprinkle that one on, just for anyone following along. But in like a grounded and really kind of like, yeah, resting into the isness in the way. White is a part of it all as well.
White is all right.
White is all right. White's okay. We've done some things. We've made some mistakes.
Oh yeah.
But you know, at the end of the day, it's all black and white, red and green,
yellow and brown.
Yellow and brown. You know, what are you going to do? We're all the color of the rainbow.
What accent is that, brother?
I don't know. I shouldn't be doing it. The pride in their story and who they are and what their history is and what their, you know, biological story is. There's kind of a chant. Yeah, that's great. But when white people stand for their pride in their story and pride in where they come from, it's almost like, oh no, you can't do that. You can't be proud of being, you know, a white person. It's like far out. At what point is it okay? Does it become okay to actually have the skin color that we have, and to rest into that with pride, not with like ignoring everything that's been done, but with like yeah, you know, this is what is, and this is who we are, and I kind of like being who I am. You know, not I'm ashamed of myself. Maybe there's a healthy like a healthy little sprinkle of shame from like the things that have been done. Not a turning from that, but a learning from that. Not a turning from that, but a learning from that. Not going to film much here because I'm going to drop into a little ritual and yeah, just set the space a little bit. Yes.
First step. First step.
See you at 900 miles, guys. The love of country prevails. I don't even, did they even realize what they were saying? Today we begin at the beautiful Culver Downs and head north towards East Cowes, where we'll catch the ferry across to Southampton for day 2. Hello everyone, we're over halfway on day 1 and just thought we'd do a little check-in. How you doing?
I'm doing good, yeah. Yeah, a little bit achy, but good.
Yeah, I'm feeling kind of a little achy, a little tired. It's okay, kind of manageable, quite manageable. We did quite a few miles along muddy paths and now we've transitioned across to roads, which are really fun. But it's going to be part of the experience, just part of the reality of it all. So, you know, there's not much you can do about it.
Yep,
Had some really good conversations. What's been your highlight? What's been your
What's been my highlight? I think that Gene Key's movement from codependence to independence to interdependence, that feels like a threading of lots of the conversations.
Yeah, I agree. Feels like what we've been doing, you know, the whole conversation of like massaging the spine of Albion, Kundalini awakening of the spine of Albion. One of the ways that, you know, we're meeting it and I'm meeting it is by not making necessarily the massage about the other, but really being deeply honest with myself. I'm kind of being called to be deeply honest with myself. I think you are as well.
Certainly.
Yeah. So the change isn't like all right, I'm going to change this forest or the trees or the earth. Although maybe sometimes there's time for that. It's more about like, all right, can I meet what's here to be met? Can I like drop into what's here to be dropped into and just be, like turn to face it and touch it? Does that, anything to add?
No, I liked it when when we were talking. You mentioned about meeting the things inside, rather than that trying to change something big outside, but actually embracing it, intimacy with it inside. And I liked it when you said that.
Yeah.
There's been quite a few times where you said something, and I'm like, like there was a point where you said, I'm just tuning into the felt sense before I speak, and it was lovely feeling where the words were coming from. And so there's been several phrases and things that whilst we've been speaking, and it's just like that really touches something, and wanting to anchor those phrases.
Do you know what I really loved?
Mm-hmm.
I really loved your Ho'oponopono story.
Okay.
Which I know isn't even your story, but it just felt...
I didn't tell it very well either.
No, I thought you did great. Could you give us like a short version of it?
Short version of it. Okay, so the Ho'oponopono, and I don't even know whether I'm saying it properly. The phrase is, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. And that had been like part of their tradition for ages. And then at some stage, not less than 100 years ago, there was some guy, somebody that was who was practicing it, and he was also a psychologist as well, and he was called to help in this prison, like a high security prison that had such a high turnover of staff. Nobody wanted to work there because it was so violent, and they were getting attacked and things like that. And just waiting for cars. And basically, for the first 3 months he was there, he just looked through the files of people and did this tuning into and meeting the energies of that each person within himself. So he didn't actually see any of the clients at all, or any of the inmates at all. And he just did the I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you, to those aspects of himself that that he had in common with those people. And before long, the people that worked there wanted to carry on coming there because they weren't suddenly being threatened so much, and lots of the inmates were getting transferred to less secure prisons and things like that. And after a short while, maybe a year, I don't know what, the place even got closed down because there wasn't enough inmates, and it was like there was no need for that anymore. And this was all through him not even having contact with the inmates. It wasn't the short version of it.
That's a great version. That is the version we needed. I just love the metaphor in it of, it's not just about self-work per se. That's not really the lens, but it's about being able to meet what's here. Being able to meet what's here, and a lot of what's here is what's here and what's here. And that's a metaphor as well, like a real deeply energetically connected to what's out there in the world, So I'm really present to how I can't, point out there and be like, okay, just going to massage this land here, but not be honest about the land right here that needs to be massaged. And this land needs some massaging. Come help, sing a song, play a harp. Anything else? Any stirrings?
Like to shout out to your wet feet that have been wet for like probably 3 hours now.
Have you been worried?
Say again?
Have you been worried?
Well, I'm just like, I wouldn't like it.
Yeah. I've been pretty chill about these wet feet, haven't I?
Yeah, totally.
Australia does not train you to walk in mud. It just doesn't. It's not a training ground for mud walkers. It's all right. I've got a lot of that ahead, I think. A lot of mud ahead.
Yeah.
Any advice for the trip?
From me?
Yeah. Or whispers on the road. What do you got?
Yeah, keep following that felt sense, and it's beautiful listening and speaking. There was also we've spoken to that depth of listening and speaking and how the two are needed together. Yeah, and we also spoke about the massaging. It's like when we're massaging, can't just go in like, okay, I'm going to do this and this. It's actually listening to what the muscles need.
Oh wow. Oh wow. Oh wow.
Is that a version of Awen? Oh wow. Turn the boat around.
I'm a little sunburned actually. Are you sunburned? I'm sunburned.
You've got colour, I don't think it's sunburn.
I think I am.
Yeah.
I'm definitely got some redness happening. Day one, guys. Hi. And we are tired. We're tired. It's been a big day. If you haven't guessed already, we're on the ferry back to Southampton. And then tomorrow we begin the journey to Winchester. So just a big sleep, a good sleep tonight. Andy Balker is meeting us in Southampton in the morning. So that's the next step.
Road
We've decided that the first half of today is a degradation of society focused morning. Yeah, so journeying, a degradation of society focused beginning of day 2. Nice. There we go. Today. None of us have. So this is the Itchen River, and today we're starting off on the Itchen Way. That's going to lead us all the way from Southampton to Winchester. Around about 15-ish miles in total. This afternoon, sometime before the sun goes down, we'll be at St Catherine's. It's a hill that's about a mile or so south of Manchester, and there's also a chance that I might be camping there tonight. Yeah, that's nice. It's not all doom and gloom. Whoop. Dog camels. While I trudge through mud for a moment, I want to give a really big shout out to Darren Hughes, who we all call Oak or Okie. He's an uncle of mine. He recommended these waterproof socks, and they've been a lifesaver these first couple of days. He also donated so much of his gear, hundreds and hundreds of pounds, the walking sticks, the backpack, camping gear, cooking gear. It's really quite insane what he contributed. So thank you, Uncle. Thank you so much. Time for bed. Another really long day done now. So heavy with the backpack on. Walk in the spine. Walk in the spine. The seasons tell their time. So I'm walking the spine. This is the top of the hill. I camped about a mile south last night. Morning. Day 3. And yeah, just heading into Winchester now. Camped about a mile and a half out. I've just done Winchester Hill this morning. That's where I am right now. Done Winchester Hill, been touched by Winchester Hill, sat with Winchester Hill. I smell already. I think it's time for a little bit of breakfast and then onwards. Oh, actually, I might, if I have time, I'm going to make time. I'm going to go see Arthur's Round Table. I haven't seen it before. It's a replica, but, you know, holds the prayer. Look at this day. Look at this day. That's like the 3rd day in the row of that. So I think the big fella upstairs is giving me an easy start, you know, just helping me out a little bit. Look at that face, looking skinnier already. This morning took me like 2 hours to like pack up camp and get off. Like that sounds stupid, but it just takes so long. Just took so long. And then anyway, it didn't really matter anyway, because I was a mile out of Winchester and it just gave me enough time to go up to St. Catherine's Hill, which is like the Winchester beacon, which is literally on a lot of the kind of like general Spine of Albion maps. It's not that I'm, you know, following them religiously or anything. Kind of like following my own nose. This one, my own sniffing. Which way? You know, bit of bear scent. But I am, you know, being informed by those who've gone before, and you know, the Spine of Albion book, and just some of the whispers in there. I'm taking them as whispers rather than lore, you know, which is really helping. You know, just gives me a general little hints along the way. But even with those hints, I just still get to kind of go my own way. You know, that's yeah, following my own listening and my own integrity is kind of the main piece, yeah, for all of us, always, actually. And then got to the replica round table. Well, that's what they say it is, replica round table. The Arthurian round table in Winchester. I just, I kind of hold it with a grain of salt, firmly, and hold it with a grain of salt. I hold it, tightly and firmly all at once. And what I mean by that is it's less about what the thing is and more about the prayer that's in it for me. This is a round table replica, which symbolizes, for me, it symbolizes the innate royalty of all beings. And it symbolizes the equality of all beings. But it also symbolizes the great forces of love coming forward together, sitting together and being able to meet together in equality. I'm saying that everyone's off doing their own thing. No one's at the table, no one's in the circle. And we've been spending the last 5-6 years almost, actually, working out how great forces of love come together. How beings who are each in their own right lead, you can say the witches and the wizards is one way to say it, leaders, chiefs, forces of love. You can kind of, this almost First Nations America, like chiefs and wise ones in circle around the fire and the teepee. You can almost, or Aboriginal elders in circle around the fire. You can almost see this idea of coming together with our culture and our people and our society at the center. And we haven't done that because our ecosystem, our society, is almost entirely run by industry. It's not a culturally led society. It's an industry led society, and it's a problem. The problem, I mean, it just is. On one sense, it just is. It is the opportunity, but it's also keeping us from our own round table. The next few days, the towns start to get a little bit further apart. They start to stretch out a little bit, and they are smaller towns which aren't always well stocked. So I'm going to take half the day today to fill up my water, to fill up my food, and to get a gas canister so I can cook on the road. I also want to assess the weight in my backpack and make sure that what I've got with me is exactly what I need and not anything extra. From here, I'm going to be shooting for the Uffington White Horse in about 3 days' time. So I have to make sure that I'm stocked and ready to make that trip. Mm-hmm.